In today's tough business environment, you need more than just a great idea. You need a game plan. With celebrity business experts Kevin Harrington, widely known as the king of the infomercial, and Laura Betterly, an expert in mobile, internet, and social media marketing. Hosted by Vonabelle Sherman. With entrepreneur guests, ICE Medical Card. Watch as up-and-coming and established entrepreneurs give their pitch to our celebrity experts and get their game plan to take their business to the next level.
Welcome to Game Plan, where the pros show the entrepreneurs how to take their businesses step by step to the next level. And our celebrity co-host is Kevin Harrington. You recognize him from Shark Tank, the original shark. He's an infomercial king. I'd like to welcome to the set.
Great
Hi.
to be here, Vonabelle. Thanks for having me. I hear we have some exciting products today, so
we really do.
Really looking forward to hearing how we can help these companies go to the next step.
Yeah. And our co-host as well is Laura Betterly. She is an internet marketing genius. She's also Google certified and an expert in mobile marketing. So welcome, Laura.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
Yeah, looking
We have
forward.
some great products that we're going to look at and talk about, and we'll get right to it. Our first business is called ICE Medical. So let's welcome Tom Force to the Game Plan. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Vonabelle. Thanks for having us on.
Hi. Oh,
Tom,
pleasure.
Pleasure.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, you've created a great product. It's also really, really practical. ICE, we know, is commonly in case of emergency.
Absolutely.
And so you created a way for people to have resources in case they're in an emergency, so people can know pertinent information in a timely manner.
Exactly.
Tell me.
That's the core of the business. And it really started, the inspiration came in the death of my mom. And I won't get too much into it, but when she was rushed to the hospital, it took several hours for our next of kin to be notified, which apparently is a big problem. It can take hours up to a day to notify just the primary contact when something's wrong like that. We all stay awake at night worried about our next of kin, our daughters, our sons, kids at college.
Yeah.
So that's where the inspiration came from. And over the years, I developed first what was called the ICE key tag, which was a simple key tag to put on the key ring where you could write that information in.
Right.
But I've always wanted something more, and the ICE medical card is the evolution of that. That's our mission, is to spread this protection around the world. A lot of people don't know about even ICE, and they think that putting the information in their phone is sufficient. But in a serious accident, the force of impact is going to break the phone, or you all probably have locked phones like I do, so it's not really going to be much help. So,
Oh, good point. Good point.
So we need a system whereby our hardworking heroes, the first responders, EMTs, doctors, can have access to your important information very quickly, and they try really hard, but we don't make it very easy for them. So the ICE Medical Card is an online portal. Our members carry a very distinctive wallet card that they put in their purse or their wallet right in front of their driver's license, and a very distinctive key tag for their ring, or their key ring.
Right.
And so when EMTs are there, they see this right away. On the back, they can scan a QR code or go to a website that's on the back of the card or the tag, and they have to correctly enter the account number and PIN, which is our security feature, and it brings up whatever the accident victim wanted them to know. And we kind of stylize it as, what would you want these folks to know if you could wake up for a couple of minutes? It's not just about who to call, it's medical information. Something as simple as, where's my DNR or my health records? Special needs children have all sorts of issues. So we want to make sure that these folks get it very quickly. And it works anywhere in the world there's access to the internet. So that's the basis behind what we do.
Tom, great elevator pitch. Tell me, how long has this now been in the market, in use? Is this a vibrant operation you've got going now? Yeah.
The way we started, I'm not a salesperson. In fact, by trade, I'm an airline captain. Okay, so I've always been an entrepreneur all my life and tried things. Some things work, some things don't, so you bounce back. And this inspiration came to me because of real life events. So what I started with was the key tags, and it was a great idea. I've trademarked ICE, so I own the registered trademark for that. But I'm not a salesperson, so what I did, you hire your weakness. So what I did is I got on Craigslist, hired a bunch of 1099 sales reps around the country based strictly on commission. Most of them didn't pan out, but some of them did. And so I took that, leveraged it. What we do with the ICE key tags, which was the foundation of my business, is we sell advertising on the other side of that key tag. So they advertise their business, and there's actually a whole business that runs around that. That's given us global distribution. I've got sales reps as far away as Australia. So that's how I've gotten my fingers into the marketplace. But this medical card has always been my ambition. So now I've got the distribution. I've got several hundred sales reps around the world. And so as a one-man operation, I can still run it. We sell off of our websites, but they bring me all sorts of business. The list gets bigger. And the medical card was about 10 to 12 months in development. I'm an electrical engineer. I did the programming on it, so I know the ins and outs of how it really works. We finished focus testing. We just came out this spring, and I've been tweaking it in anticipation of this production, as well as some other venues that I have lined up to try to get distribution out in the market. It's been well received. Everybody thinks it's a great idea. Everybody backstage has one now, so already making relationships back there. So everybody loves it. They see a need, and in selling prevention, it's difficult, but I'm making inroads.
You're selling this direct to the consumer.
That's correct.
Have you done any retail distribution at all at this point?
Not yet. Not yet. This is something that is in the game plan, so that we want to move forward. I've wanted to go and prove the concept, make sure it's well received, work out any bugs on a low level. But I've got 7 or 8 different ideas swimming around in my head as far as where I want to go with this. That any one of them would be very lucrative, but I've got several avenues that I'd like to take it.
Great. Now, the trademark that you've secured, ICE.
That's correct.
In case of emergency, is this, how global is that, or national?
That's for the United States.
That's for the U.S.,
so
right?
So there's nobody that can put ICE on a key tag or card, plastic card, that we own that particular thing. Now they could write out in case of emergency, but that takes up a whole, so that ICE, everybody, you understood what ICE meant, and so.
Oh,
like that from an internet
immediately,
marketing standpoint,
that was
Laura?
recognizable to me.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I like about this. There's quite a few things, and I mean, as you get a little older, you start to realize that would have been nice if when something bad happened that we had all this information. So there's that, but there's also a lot of attention going on things now with Obamacare and everybody having to get insurance, and so you've got a little bit more mind share because there's a lot of talking going about on that. But in addition, and you mentioned something, people don't buy on prevention. And to a certain degree, you're right. But if it's low cost, then maybe, it's like, it's kind of like when you rent a car, they go, do you want the accident insurance for the $15? And you go, well, I'm driving at $12,000. Yeah, $15, I could do it. Right. If this was hundreds of dollars, I'd say you'd have to rework your model, but it's not. And you have other practical applications here that I think you and I have discussed before because, with animals and with, there's
heart tug things, isn't there? Like as a mom, I think, my daughter just got her permanent license. I want her to have one. God forbid she's in an accident. I want them to be able to pull up that information and call mom. So I'm one of the first ones who knows.
Well,
or a medical condition, right?
Sorry, one of the several, but just since we're on, I have so many ideas in my head, but one of the things I'm looking to try to do is with universities, when the kids go away to college, make this a licensing play or something like that, where we can brand it for the school and make this a requirement that they have it. And
you actually have a lot of different options with this because really ICE key tags, right, or the ICE medical card, that's one brand. Right. But this technology can be repurposed into other things and also licensed out. And it's very funny. You're going to have to weigh out all your options on that because you are a one-man guy and you are a pilot and you have all that. You might be better off entering into a good licensing. I think an insurance company would want everybody to have that. I think AARP would want all their members to have one of these because it actually lowers the cost of medical care. Because when somebody goes in and is in
quicker they can get
the
to find out what kind of needs they might have.
Yeah,
right?
I mean the guy's diabetic. He's got this going on, that going on. So in actual fact, this could be an integral part of lowering the cost of actually delivering medical care. I mean, and it's not even just I want my kid handled. It's also other businesses that are vested in spending the least amount possible to get the result would also get benefit from that, and that might be one.
That's great.
Yeah. Sure.
The question: this is a one-time purchase, right? Is there a monthly fee, or is
we've got a couple of models that we've focus tested, and the initial cost, or not the initial cost. If you buy it flat out, we have a lifetime membership for $49.95. Which is a great margin.
One time.
Yeah, and it's a great margin because it doesn't cost me anything like that.
Right.
You can get 2 for $79.95 and 4 for $99.95. Add them on the website for $20 a piece. So we have that model. However, I do have a continuity model. It's $3.95 a month because even though we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, if you're unhappy with it for whatever reason, bring it back to us. It's trust marketing with the seniors, especially. They really want to make sure that nothing's at risk to try it. So at $3.95 a month, they can come in, and if they don't like it,
See,
they can.
This is where my mind is going here.
Yeah.
If you could give somebody a free trial, so they don't have to put up anything for the first 30 days, and then $3.95 a month.
That's
now
smart.
they get the first. Everyone says, "Oh, free trial, I'll take it." And now $3.95 a month from there on.
And we're prepared to do that, absolutely.
Now they stick with it for the rest of their life. I mean, you know, now you're talking about something could be hundreds of dollars in income, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what you're looking at, is you're looking at, like, do we have a one-shot, one-time income, or are we looking at building, you know, it's interesting, when you have a one-shot, one-off purchase, you're not building a long-term business. You're building what you can sell today.
Understand.
And then if you walk away, you're pretty much done, because if you don't have a salesman or whatnot. But when you have something that has a recurring revenue stream to it, that means that, you know, you can travel and do whatever and it will sustain. I mean, of course you'll have attrition, but nonetheless, really you want to have a combination of that.
And the thing is, people also, things change medically for them, health-wise.
Sure.
You know, you know, different allergies, and the other thing for a family, if you could add people as you go, like if you have more children, you know, so
Yeah.
you don't think about that.
Exactly.
You know, so the monthly plan is something that sounds, you know,
You bet.
affordable. So
And one thing from what you're talking, your standpoint as far as importance, is that we're actually list building at the same time, because even if whether they buy this in a Walgreens or Walmart or whatever distribution we have, to make it work, they actually have to come on and actually log in with an email address. So now we're building a list, so no matter where they buy it from, I'm building a list which allows, you know, other JV opportunities with similar products.
So so you're going to take the standpoint that once you have somebody who's on your service, then you can also sell them other things that would be related, or that you know that they would need. That is smart.
Yeah.
That, like I said, it's all about
Laura,
the list.
okay, the internet guru here. All right, so let me ask you, how do you target on the internet the people that might that might want this product? Is it elderly? I mean, is
Well,
there?
you know, I think that your first is going to be 50 and older. Okay,
Okay.
I really do.
Sure,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I really do think so. And here's the thing: no one's going to search into Google, "I want a medical card." They just don't.
Right.
They're not going to do that.
Right.
But what you can do is demographic targeting. So that would be more of a Facebook-centric thing. And you might have, and again, it could be a video, or it could be a heartfelt family image that would show that, you know, you can protect your family for less than $5 a month, or, you know, less than the cost of a, you know, a Starbucks.
Absolutely.
And
If we can get them to read our story, we've got them hooked. That's the whole
I mean,
thing.
and or you might have a really good story that you know, stories work great on social media, right? So, you know, I don't know if you ever saw, there's an ad for there's an old lady on her head, and it's 88-year-old yoga instructor. Yeah. And you know, it gives her secret of energy, and it's really, and it goes. But again, you know, it's conversational, and it's something that you know, should be
I
done.
got one main question: who's your competition?
None that I'm aware of. I mean, nobody on the panel has any of this. Nobody I've ever met has anything like this. So if there's something out there, I'm unaware of it. Right now, we're first to market. I've got a provisional patent on it right now, moving forward. So as far as I know, my main obstacle is the ignorance of folks out there, and I've just got a job of educating them. And you had mentioned before about pets as well. I also have an ancillary product. It's called lostpetid.com. Uses the same engine to get your pets back quickly. It's another part of what we do.
Like a tie-in with the pharmacy, it would be a great idea, wouldn't it? You know,
Absolutely.
if you could give somebody a free trial, you know, on their prescription.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, look, from a distribution standpoint, I'm sure that you're talking, you know, Walgreens, CVS, and whatnot. You know, Publix even. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
Once you have an awareness, but I think step one is an awareness campaign, and so people need to, you know, sometimes people don't know they have a problem, you know, until they have the problem, right?
That's how I found out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you know, so from an enlightenment standpoint, you really want to start getting some public service announcements out there.
Right.
You know, and I think that, you know, we were talking earlier about celebrity endorsements and whatnot. Well, I think you get, you know, EMTs, firemen, people like that to talk about, you know, their card.
You bet.
And why,
and how it
you know,
helps
and whatnot.
them in their job, right?
Yeah.
And I really love that you can go on the site and adjust the information yourself. You go on, if your medical status changes or additional, or you get a pet even, if you're in an accident, oh, I have a dog, somebody needs to you know, let my dog out, or my daughter needs to be picked up at 3:30. And they look and go, oh my gosh, you were in this accident at 2:30, you're not going to make it. And there's a phone number that you can then call. There's a lot of safety in there. And in the marketing, I think there's a little bit of real fear that, you know, when that's pointed out to you, you really want to act on that, because that's a legitimate fear of those kind of things that happen when you get ill or you're in an accident or you collapse, you know, for whatever reason. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't happen too, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, you could be on one moment totally perfectly fine, and like me in January, I was fine at 11:51. At 11:53, I had a broken hip. You know what I mean? And that was that. And there was nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean?
Remember the minutes,
right?
Yeah.
It's especially acute for people who travel for business. You're out of town, somewhere else. It's really something they don't think about.
Yeah, and so there you go. So
great product, and you guys gave great information. So it's the ICE medical card.
That's correct.
I think it's very memorable. The name too, very identifiable. We'll be looking for it. I thank you for being on GamePlan. I think that you've gotten some great advice from our professional team.
Really appreciate
both
it.
in marketing and in TV. And they'll be in touch and see how your game plan works for you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much,
you all.
Tom.
Really
Thanks for
appreciate
being
it.
here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
Take care. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Great stuff.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Good. Okay.
Wow, I really like this. My mom is a nurse, and I think of her and the patients and how this is really a helpful product and the important information that can give at a critical time.
Yeah.
And I love the identifiable name.
Yep.
You know what, we didn't talk about it, but I'm thinking like a home shopping network, QVC, infomercial. This should be, because there's amazing benefits from this product that you know sometimes you don't think about, but if you saw it, and like an HSN, QVC, and maybe even retail also, 'cause I think at the right place, at the store, the checkout counter, whatever. But you need a little bit of TV maybe to drive the awareness of it, right?
I agree, and that's your biggest thing is you have to drive awareness.
Good word.
And yeah.
And then it'll be really a success, I think.
Unfortunately, some of the testimonials, there's something negative had to happen. You know, Tom's mother had to you know, pass away for this to be
happen.
something that he thought that he needed. But you know, there's industries that can you know, sell this product. You know, the AARPs, the insurance industries, the pharmaceutical industries,
and on most things, it's
etc.
problem, solution. And he had to live that problem live for himself, but he created a solution that we can all benefit from.
Well, I think also from like a testimonial standpoint, I think, you know, if we use, you know, firefighters, EMTs, et cetera, and so on, then they can talk from their viewpoint, which wouldn't you know what I'm saying? And because it's helping on two ends here. It's helping the individual who's now in a position where he can't communicate for himself. And it's also helping that personnel who really wants to be able to help them. So I think you've got,
this is a lot different than an ID bracelet. I've seen those. But this is so much more than an ID bracelet. Sometimes you'll just notice, okay, they have a problem. You can see it's diabetic or heart. But this is so much more because
ties into a website.
They need more than what they need, like a chain around their arms.
There you go. You need a whole lot going right up the arm.
It's got the QR code. This is modern day. I mean, you can scan it. It's on the website. It's changeable on a daily basis.
Much more information, much more inclusive information, and the better technology than just an ID. This is so much bigger and better than an ID bracelet.
What I like about in an infomercial, people want something, and here you can let them try it for free. And then charge on a monthly basis. At the end of 30 days, it's a free trial. We could do this on an inbound phone call. They just bought a product. Now you're going to offer an upsell. How would you like the ICE key tag card?
I think the price is so reasonable because it's a one-time fee. My first question was, it is a monthly, and you can do monthly, very reasonable. But a one-time fee of under $50 for a lifetime of security?
The only issue that comes up with that, at least from a business standpoint, is that you sell it to somebody who's 35 years old and you're still servicing them when they're 92. Because you've saved them several times.
Right. But by then the awareness is you have millions more customers.
That's true.
Hopefully, I think, right?
That's
I mean,
true,
I
too.
see millions of people benefiting.
I agree.
Right?
I think that maybe you have and again, these are things that have to be price tested. You have a one-time fee and then a very small. I mean, look, maybe it's $49 and $1 a month. You know what I mean?
Or there could be an annual renewal of some type. Some kind of every couple of years or something. But I think the fact that there's no competition that he's aware of, and I'd want to do some research on that just to see. But assuming that there's no competition, TV, shopping, retail, I think there's some great opportunities for the ICE key tag medical card.
I agree. I agree. Thank you so much. Again, great words, great things to think about, and great advice for our guest. This has been a really exciting time, full of good information, and we'll hope you'll join us next time on GamePlan to see what next businesses we're going to pair up with our pros.